Does your CPA work for you or for the IRS? How do you know if you're working with the right CPA? And let's take a deep dive into it. Here's a common scenario. You ask your CPA, hey, can you help me do tax planning? I'm reading about all these wonderful ways I can save on taxes. And your CPA says, yes, of course I can help you with tax planning. What questions do you have for me? So you think about your questions and you say, hey, can I use rental losses to offset my W-2 income? They think about it and they say, nope, you can't do that. Your income is too high. Or you say, hey, I heard that I can use my retirement money for real estate. Can I do that? And they say, nope, not unless you pay taxes and penalties on it first. Sound familiar? If so, then your CPA may be costing you a lot of money. Here's the issue though. What I just described is not a tax planning session. It's actually a Q&A. Basically, you've researched a bunch of things that you thought could be helpful. You then bring the questions to your tax person and ask if you can do this or you can do that. Then they proceed to think about it and tell you, no, you can't do those things. Here's the thing. True tax planning is not you researching and asking a bunch of questions to your tax person, because let's face it, you might not even know what questions to ask. Good tax planning is led by your tax advisor. They ask you the right questions. We start by asking you about what you're doing. What are your plans for this year? And from there, we can give you guidance on what strategies could work for you. So if your CPA starts out tax planning with what are your questions, that's a sign that you need to work with a different advisor. And if you don't believe me, let's think about this, right? When you go to see the doctor, let's say you're sick, do you ever ask, hey doc, should I take penicillin antibiotics? Do you think I should get a CT of my lower abdomen? No, right? That would be ridiculous. Doctors will first do a physical exam and then they ask you a bunch of questions about how you're feeling, where's the pain. And these are not just random questions that the doctors are thinking of. They are specific questions to help them identify your problems. And then from there, they develop a treatment plan to solve your health issue. This works the same way with tax planning. So while it's perfectly fine for you to have questions and ask questions to your tax person in a planning meeting, that should not be the only thing happening. They should be the one asking you the questions and diagnosing for you. So don't spend your time scouring the internet to come up with a list of questions to ask. Find someone who knows what questions to ask you and someone who helps you to develop a plan to protect your money.